So we've talked about some of the basic displays of comfort. We've talked about head tilt and smiling and so forth. These are common displays of comfort. So let me now introduce you to some discomfort displays and have you begin to think about the most common ones that you see every day. Now, most of the discomfort that we show is actually in our face. And nature prepared us this way because we are actually designed to orient towards each other's faces to see what's there. This is not just cultural, this is universal. We orient towards the face to see what's there, to see if there's comfort or discomfort. Do we see a smile? No smile. Do we see head tilt? No head tilt. But one of the easiest ways to see discomfort is, for instance, in the forehead. Do we see any furrowing of the forehead? Do we see the knitting of the eyebrows and so forth? These signs of discomfort that we normally associate with day-to-day life are real-time indicators of what's going on in the brain. Now, the brain could get by just fine without transmitting these messages, but keep in mind that for millions of years, at least for about 4 to 5 million years, we communicated non-verbally. There was no need to communicate verbally until about, say, 100,000 years ago. So this communication is very ancient in us and exists to let each other know that something is going on in our brains. So we look for signs of discomfort first and foremost on the face. We'll see it in the forehead. We'll see it, people touching their foreheads, rubbing their forehead. You've all seen somebody going like this. Yes, there is an issue. Something is bothering them. Maybe they have a headache, maybe there's stress, whatever, but it's indicated in the face. The next area that we often see it is in the eyes. When things are good, our pupils, the orbits of our eyes dilate. When things are bad, they constrict. And they constrict to the level which is really significant because you can see someone that you perhaps don't like or you are reviewing an issue that you don't like, and you'll actually begin to squint. Your eyes will squint to begin to transmit this discomfort. And you say, well, why is it that we have this need to transmit? It's very simple. For millions of years, we needed to tell each other how we felt at any one time. And a baby is born the same way. It needs to communicate how it truly feels moment by moment. And so the face is one of the best places to look for that. We talked earlier about the neck. The neck will become very rigid and very tense when things are bad. In fact, it becomes so tense that what do we usually see? Somebody rubbing their neck, massaging their neck because they are under so much stress. So we talked about earlier the distancing that we do with our torso, and this is very indicative of discomfort. In fact, not only do we push away, but there's the old saying, well, he turned his back on me. This is an extreme form of displeasure. This is an extreme form of showing that we are uncomfortable. This, what we've come to call ventral denial. We ventrally front the things we like. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. The things that we don't like, we ventrally deny. So we turn sideways away from them. We don't give them access, not even visual access to the front of us. This is a way of demonstrating that there are issues. And you'll see this with people sitting down, where they're leaning towards you, quite open, during a presentation, but as issues arise, you begin to see less and less of the front of them and more of their shoulders. This is clearly indicative of discomfort. So we've talked about the face, which is the primary place to look for discomfort, the neck, the torso, and so forth. And the legs. The legs are extremely accurate when we're looking for discomfort. And one of the ways that we often see it is with the feet literally turning away and pointing towards an exit. The feet are saying, you know what, I am so uncomfortable here that this is the way that I want to go. One of the things that we mentioned earlier are the intention cues. And intention cues are our way of transmitting that we're done here, or that we have things to do, or that we want to go do something else. And usually the way we see it is the person simply starts looking at their watch. I have to go. Or they begin to look at the exit door, or their feet gravitate or turn towards an exit or the way they want to leave. These things we need to be very mindful of. One of the other powerful intention cues that we have is leaning forward. We sit in a chair and we're in the starter's position. Both of our hands are on our knees. We're leaning forward. We're done. We want to get going. When you see somebody doing that, don't delay them, because you're actually wasting their time and you're going to upset them. The other intention cue, which is very, very subtle but extremely powerful, is the ones that we do when we're talking with someone else. And we demonstrate our intentions to allow someone else to join us. Let's say I'm talking to you right now. Our feet are going to be pointing to each other. If a third person comes, but we really don't want them to join us, what we will do is we'll fix our feet, but we'll rotate at the hips and we'll say, "Hi, how are you?" But our feet never move. If we really want them to join us and demonstrate our intention to have that person join us, our feet will rotate towards that person, and so we create this opening for that person to join us. And this is one of those intention cues that's often missed by people who are not nonverbally savvy, and they interject themselves into a meeting where they don't belong, and that's a major faux pas.